MSJ, Max for short, and welcome to my YouTube channel. I in today's today's stream, I'm going to be ranking the Nightmare on Elm Street films. I'm not going to do an official countdown or anything like that, but I just kind of want to just do um, kind of talking about each of the films in various ways. So it's trying to. I just kind of want to just do. I'm just testing some stuff out, but and then the last time you see me, I actually um, sorry, I am all over the place right now. Okay, so welcome. I am the one and only MSJ, Max for short, and welcome to the my YouTube channel. Let's just start fresh. And in this stream, I'm going to be ranking a Nightmare on Elm Street films. Normally, I just try to keep focus on what's going on screen, but like for once, I kind of want to talk about my favorite horror film series of all time. This is the movies that actually got me into horror genre. I'm also be playing with modifiers, and that's just because I want to have some fun and don't have to constantly scrounge up for stuff. But if you missed the reason why I like to play with modifiers is because I've played this game with how it was originally intended, and I just kind of just want to have a little bit more of a streamlining experience. I just kind of want to hit the story beats a little quicker than having to get everything I needed to go. So, and as well as the previous few playthroughs I've been doing on here of this, is that I forgot I could play with everything I have unlocked too. So like I've went back and checked out my save files, and I realized that I had stopped right where I stopped in the last video with all my upgrades. So I got all my weapons, all my bombs, everything. And so when I play as Abby later on, I'll have all that stuff as well. So I've been having a lot of fun, just really just, and look how fast I can craft now rather than just sitting there waiting for it and to heal and everything. So I'm all caught up. Okay, and I've been playing with this one.
We gotta keep moving.
So let's just get on with the countdown. I'm not going to do like number 10, number 9 or anything. I'm just going to kind of just talk about each one. But I'm going to kind of gradually work my way to my favorite one. So my least favorite is the remake. There's no there's no shadow of a doubt that the remake is the worst of the Nightmare on Elm Street series. Just because let's just say that I had a good movie going experience with it. I went and watched it in a packed full theater with a friend. I thought that was a lot of fun, going out and watching that movie with a full theater. It was just a lot of fun. But watching it at home is a very, very different experience for me, because every time, without fail, I'm like, you know what, I'm going to try and give this movie a chance and watch it I fall asleep. There's no doubt about it. Like, there's nothing that really holds my interest. I like doing this too. If I'm not trying to take away from Jackie or Haley's character, or anything like that, but oh crap, I didn't realize that. So, anyways, or is it Rooney Mara's who's in there, and who else is in the movie? You'll recognize the people in that movie, but it's just like I didn't mind all of them. It's just like it just didn't. They were turning him into something that didn't really need to be done. Like he was actually a child molester and all that good stuff. And like him being a child killer was scary enough. I think James A. Janice mentioned that in his ranking of it. It's like just that alone is scary enough. You don't need that added bonus to it. So it's just, I don't know, it seemed unnecessary. Like, see, the difference between the remake of Nightmare on Elm Street and the Friday the 13th one is that they kind of did the greatest hits, you know, and it felt. I really liked the remake of Friday the 13th, by the way, and I really, really liked that one. I got to see that in theaters as well, and not too much of a packed theater, but at least it was still pretty good, decently a good amount of people in the theater. But it was just, I know it's two very drastically different horror villains. But it's just, I don't know. I just don't.
We shouldn't hang out here for too long.
I just can't watch that movie ever again. I just can't. Even though I've tried and tried and tried, I just can't sit through the remake of Nightmare on Elm Street. Because, like I mentioned at the top of the stream, is that this series is the reason why I am into horror, because I got to go to my local rental place, you know, like I think it was Movie Gallery, and I had free reign of what I wanted to watch, and this is the series that I started getting into. And I each time I got to go to rent a movie, I always moved down the line, and when I didn't, I moved on to a different horror movie. But I always was more in. I tried to pick movies that were one-off horror movies, so I can kind of keep so I don't get movies like run together and stuff like that. So, yeah, that's the reason why for the remake. Like I said, it was just I can't watch it. Even though I've tried and tried and tried and tried and tried and tried, it's just like if I need to fall asleep, if I truly needed help to fall asleep, that would be the movie that I would put in. and then 2 seconds later, I'm like, it will be the next day.
Maybe through here.
So, but it's, I don't know. That's probably, if I had to like
Scars.
say if there's ever like remakes of horror movies, that I'd say that one is really up there in terms of like
Oh shit.
not really needing to be remade.
There's
So
nothing down here.
it's like when the Evil Dead one got announced, or even Dawn of the Dead, or even like I mentioned a minute ago, the Friday the 13th one. Like that one, I could see because it kind of needed a fresh reboot, because of I think the last Jason movie was Freddy versus Jason, but the movie before that was his last standalone movie was in space. So seeing that one was kind of necessary.
Got another ladder.
Where the last Nightmare on Elm Street movie was A New Nightmare.
How do we get to it? Maybe some way over there.
So it seemed a little bit more appropriate for the Jason movie to be remade, or at least rebooted. So, but but yeah.
That'll do.
Oh, here we go. And my next weakest one is New Nightmare. I am just not a fan of that movie. Like, I loved the fact that they brought Freddy back to his like. Oh, yeah, I forgot to tell you. Swing. They kind of took all the comedic elements out of him and made him truly scary again, like how they did in the first one. I know he still had his kind of jokey one-liners in the first one, a little bit, but they were
Ladder's broken.
back
Damn it.
with terrifying visuals. You know what I mean? Like they weren't like done with video games or anything like that. So, I just didn't like how meta it was. I liked that works with certain horror movies, but I just don't like that with Nightmare on Elm Street. It just didn't need it that way, but I think it needed to be done because it needed to bring Freddy back to the dark side. Essentially, give him his edge back, because it sure was lost. But that I can appreciate that movie for that right there alone. But it wasn't my cup of tea, you know. So next is, this is kind of tough because oh. What would be my next one? Like, what would be after New Nightmare? What would be the next best one after New Nightmare? I would have to say Freddy's Dead. I say that one is next. It That's when he was truly full blown cartoon, but I liked it because it was fun more than anything. It was just fun because I think that's what really lacked in the other New Nightmare and the remake is that it just wasn't. They were overall just not fun. Like even though I can respect New Nightmare for bringing, like I said, the edge back to Freddy, and and then the remake was just like it was unnecessary. So I was already kind of going into it a little biased on like I'm already like not biased, but already have a pre assumption of like this movie's gonna be terrible. But the movie going experience was fun. Like going to see it in the theater was fun. But trying to enjoy the movie when in the home, it's not so much. So, and I think that's what I liked about Freddy's Dead is that it was just fun. I know it was really cheesy and it made really bad choices when it comes to Freddy himself and him having a kid himself and like where was all this? Like they were just trying to add backstory to something that really didn't need a backstory. So that was my opinion on that one. What would be next? We got. I'm going to have to say Freddy's Revenge #2. I loved that we had a male lead in the series, a male scream queen. I've actually watched that documentary on what's Mark Patton, right? I think that's his name. I'm gonna have to look that up real quick, just to make sure that I'm. Yeah, that's right. Mark Patton. He plays Jesse in Freddy's Revenge. Um, the reason why for that one was just that there was nothing really particularly anything really bad about it. It was dark. It was really dark. I mean, there were some parts like, and there were some really strange visuals too, like the dogs in the steel mill kind of, or yeah, the rundown steel mill. It was just like, oh man, the dogs with the masks on. I was like, that was pretty creepy, and I'm trying to think, like it's not one that I seek out to rewatch. I think that's the biggest complaint about that one is that I can rewatch Freddy's Dead, but I like that's why but putting this one higher on the list or lower on the list and saying that it's better than the previous movies is because I just think it has some good storytelling elements, like, like Mark Patton, his real life choices and everything. That he's gay in real life and the gay subtext and everything, and like even though there were for the longest time that they didn't want to admit to that, and him, it just kind of like hit a little close to home for him, and it subsequently kind of ruined his movie career a little bit. So, but the reason why I put it there is just that I just don't seek out to it. Like, it is a good enough movie to watch once because, like, the whole visual of him kind of slicing himself open for Freddy to kind of come out of him, and that was a really cool visual. And the eyeball in the mouth, that is a very cool visual. I mean, visually, um, Freddy's Revenge is very good. I mean, like, it has some very strong, has some just overall great. Even the special effects for that movie is good too. And Grady and Jesse, those two characters, they were like fantastic. They thought those two played off each other very, very well. Um, it just was, to me, just weren't a good watch. I mean, when I first watched it, like, there was nothing in particularly that was like particularly that was like taken away. And plus, I watched that movie for the first time at a very young age, so I didn't pick up on any of that stuff. So I was watching it straight for the movie itself. And of course, I got older and understanding the world a little bit more, and but it was just.
Okay. I'm ready to get out of here.
That was just it. It was like, even. Oh, sorry, I need to find the door to get out of this place. Because I'm too busy talking. To remember where I was at. Okay. But yeah, like the whole gay subtext and everything like that. And that never really was the problem with that movie to me. I think it added to it. It added a positive, just because you didn't really have a female or a male lead in a horror movie like that, and especially with him having troubles um, dealing with living in that particular house and finding Nancy's journal and everything. I have no sorry I have no idea where I'm going. I've played this game 4 times and I can't find it. I know there's a door somewhere. Okay. Drop around from there. Okay. Okay. There should be. It should be over here. There we go. Found it. But anyways, that was the reason for that one. Um, I think the documentary about that movie is fantastic. It's probably one of the better horror, that are horror genre based uh, documentaries about a certain movie, because that's what that actor Mark Patton is mainly remembered for, is that role as Jesse in Nightmare on Elm Street 2, and just that documentary. I like it. I think that's probably why that movie is better now than it will ever be, because of that documentary. Because it kind of shows some light on like where his what he was thinking and everything like that. It was just a really good documentary. I can't get over that. So that's the for that one. So far we've gotten to New Nightmare. The remake is the worst one so far. Then we got New Nightmare, which the only reason why I really like that one is because like it brought the edge to Freddy back. Then you got Freddy's Revenge, which I enjoyed the movie, but it's really just good for one viewing. There really nothing is about that movie that brings you back that's memorable. I think that's why. It's because there's really truly nothing that stands out. I mean, they're like Mark Patton's really good. And I know I'm talking a lot about this particular one, but I think that's what is really bad about that one to me, and why it's still good. It's still a good movie. Like and let's be honest, it's succeeding the first one. So there's a lot to live up to, especially. So that's another thing. Especially since I've watched like I rented the first two back to back, and I watched them, and you could tell that maybe I just wasn't into that one, but I still enjoyed it. But it just there's other in the series that is more memorable to me.
We can share mine. No! Don't take it! Stop! Stop! Ellie, stop! What? No! Ellie, no!
Big reveal.
I'm not infected. I'm immune. I'm not coughing, do you see? Fuck. Dina. Shit. Can you run?
Yeah. Yes.
Let's fucking go! Go!
Fucking let's go!
Run, Dina!
Ellie!
Right here! Don't slow down!
So next, I have to say is Dream Child. I liked the concept of that. I really do. I think because at this point, how was we going to keep bringing Freddy back from the dead? You know, like Dream Child. Like let's just use the dreams of I can't think of her character's name, but the main character's unborn child. So I thought that was really good to do things like that. And I think that one also has the, even though a lot of people don't like that one, but that one's pretty gross. It really is, because it has the, and I didn't realize how badly edited that movie was. Because there is an extended cut of that movie. Like, I've seen the deleted scenes and stuff like that.
What do you say we rest?
So it's been really cool to see that movie, and it's kind of full gory. But I think that would have been cool to see, because especially with where Freddy is force feeding the one character, from my understanding, that one, if I can remember right, that one's more disgusting, and that's pretty rough. That's probably one of the few in the whole franchise that I'm like, I can skip that death. It's just kind of gross. And
come on.
And also, I think that one also has the comic book kill. I liked that one. Like, what I thought the Nightmare on Elm Street Dream Child does best is that it was taking their dreams and really turning them against them. Like, with the one being force fed, you know, it was like she was going to be skinny and a supermodel.
What's going on with me?
I hope they got him.
I just saw you
thinking of
breathe
the right
spores.
one.
I told you.
Yeah. Yes, it is. Okay.
I'm immune. Okay.
So
You're immune.
and that one, and the comic book
Come
kill, and Dan turning
I was
into
bitten a long time ago.
motorcycle
Fuck are you
Ghost
talking
Rider
about?
I was bitten
character,
and nothing happened.
and like Super Freddy and stuff like that. Like that's why I liked that one, because it was fun. Like yes, he was
A
kind of
chemical
very
man.
cartoonish and everything, but not as bad as in Freddy's Dead, with the whole
Maria,
video game
Tommy,
sequence and stuff like that. But this
Joel
one,
are the only
I
ones who know.
thought if it could have been just a tad bit darker, kind of more reminiscent of the first one, I think it would have been
Now you know.
more perceived well. Because if you would have made the comic book sequence
can't
more darker, you didn't
get you
need the
infected if
the
that's
whole
what you're worried
sequence
about.
with the food. I think that alone right there, and
Can't
the
make you
special
immune
effects
either.
for the damn motorcycle sequence, that was really cool. And the ending was okay. I think was just okay, with the kid kind of like turning things on Freddy and all that good stuff. So that was okay. But next up is
I think I'm pregnant.
this is
What?
I don't know where to rank the next
Don't worry,
few,
it's not
because we got
yours.
Dream
What are
Master,
we?
Dream Warriors,
What are we
and the
supposed to
first
do now?
one. Those are the three, and I think those are the best in the
I
series.
just need to rest for
I
a
think it
second.
really depends on the day.
How
So-
long have you known? It was late a few weeks ago.
A few weeks? We could have still turned back.
I didn't know.
Let me think about this after this
I wasn't
cutscene.
sure. Okay, I didn't want to be a burden.
Well, you're a burden now, aren't you? I'm gonna make sure this place is secured. You just rest.
Oh, okay. I know what the next one is. I forgot what the next one is. It's Freddy versus Jason. Okay. That they both count in both series as an entry in their film timeline. So, excuse me, but I think Freddy versus Jason is next. That one is where it's ranked, just on the pure fact that it was fun, and that to me is what really boils down a good horror movie to me. Like, yes, it can scare me, and all that good stuff, but I just want a horror movie that is fun. It doesn't have to be funny. I just want to have a really good, fun experience watching it at home, and as well as in the theater. And so that was just that particular one. Okay. I need to find the window that takes me outside. There it is. Like I mentioned, the reason why the remake of Friday the 13th succeeded so well is because it was taking all these little things from the first four, I do believe, or the first three, and kind of sprinkling them in the whole movie. And it's like, oh, there's the barn from this one. He's using the burlap sack from the second one. They're totally overlooking the first movie in terms of like not having to do the whole retelling of the first movie, but they just kind of essentially just like show that Jason witnessed his mom getting killed, and because by this point in pop culture, we know what his mom has done and like who the original killer was, you know, like from Scream. And so we didn't need that whole retelling like from the Spider-Verse movies, like you know the story, and then let's do this one more time, and they just kind of do a quick retelling of who Spider-Man is, and yeah, I'm really tired today. So we get that little greatest hits because you get like the Hypno Seal, which is from I think 3, I do believe, and then you get to see Crystal Lake and the whole fire versus water kind of thing. I'm like, yeah, that's all right, but I liked the how Jason is being used by Freddy to cause everyone to remember him due to the fact that of the hypnosil drugs, and I just really liked it. It was just fun. It had some really good kills. That last 30 minutes of the movie where Freddy and Jason are just straight up having a big old hoss fight, you know, just slugging each other, using each other's weapons against one another, and it's just fun. I think because there's this particular shot in the sequence where Jason is crawling on the dock, and Freddy is just hacking away, and there's this chunk that just goes flying off, and it's just like I like that. It just kind of shows you how like gritty, and like that movie is pretty bloody, and especially that for that last sequence of the movie, you know. So that's just a lot of fun. That's all it really boils down to. And so I was thinking during that little cutscene, I was thinking like, where should I rank Dream Master, Dream Warriors, and the original Nightmare on Elm Street? Because those three to me are the most rewatchable. Because one is just because it's the first one and it's really good storytelling, and two, for Dream Warriors, is that that is a fantastic story because as oh crap. So, here we go. I like this sequence of the game a lot.
It's starting to sound like something.
Ugh, I suck.
Just need to build up your calluses, that's all.
Man.
All right, come on.
Is this it?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
So, with Dream Warriors is what Dream Child did better. It took the dreams of all the student of all these the Elm Street kids. They used their strengths and weaknesses and against him. You know, we had Kincaid, who was very strong. Joey, whose dream power was his voice, because he didn't talk throughout the entire movie. You got the nerd. You know, he was bound in a wheelchair and he walked. And you had like the punk. You know, like I think she was she was using drugs, and so like so when they finally team up against Freddy in the end. When they team up with Freddy in the end, he uses that stuff against him, like the kid, like the D&D kid. I am the dungeon master, and Freddy just straight up like no sells it, you know. Just and then Freddy uses the drugs against the one who was like, you can tell who were truly the weaker ones in the group. Those are the ones who were killed, but that also shows you how smart Freddy was in disposing of them and trying and to be able to dispose of them. Like that's why you couldn't do Kincaid, because he was just strong and and
I got you back. You're angry and upset.
Joey, you know, he's the one. Oh yeah, who ultimately ends up saving all of them for a good moment, because they were all trapped in those little mirrors. So
yeah, I got this.
And then you got Dream Master, where I don't remember if that's the one I'm thinking of. I think that's the one I always get confused with. Dream Master. Nightmare on Elm Street. Is that the one where we kind of get the backstory on Freddy? Where they have to open the tomb, or is that, yeah, is that one? Where they have to go to the insane asylum and release Amanda Kruger's spirit. I think that's the one. And Alice, our lead character, she's like gaining all the powers from her friends who are being killed. Like her brother, karate, the kind of like the girl who's very tech and smart. She has like uses her smarts against Freddy, and the whatever from the other two. But I think that one also has some gross moments too, like what was it? The pizza sequence, like where they're all like little like pieces of sausage on a pizza, and Freddy just like eats one of them. I'm like, oh, that's just like that. That's what I think. The first five Freddy movies just are kind of gross. They kind of have some really gross moments, especially when Freddy's like a giant worm. He's all kind of slimy and gross and veiny, and just like he's just like not pleasant to look at. So yeah, I can't really rank the last three because they are very different In terms of like
Which one?
depending on the day. But if I truly, truly, truly had to, I would have to put it would be Dream Master,
Oh my god.
the
it is a
original,
dinosaur.
and then Dream Warriors. Just because I know Dream Warriors it was kind of almost obvious, but
It's a
I just
motherfucking
really like that
dinosaur.
one. But it just really solely depends on the day. Like some days I'm like I just feel like watching Dream Child or Dream Master but I don't really seek out and watch a New Nightmare or the remake or Freddy's Dead. I really don't seek out and watch those. I may seek out and watch the second one more than any of the ones I mentioned that are like the first few that I mentioned.
Get me! A
Just
motherfucking
because,
dinosaur!
What are you doing? Don't
just
jump.
because
Climb
of
down.
that documentary, because it's like watching that and kind of like, oh, I'm gonna go back and
Hey,
watch this scene and just look at it all differently, and which I haven't done that yet. I've watched the documentary, but I haven't gone back and watched that movie.
Wasn't it awesome?
So maybe I'll do like a double feature one day, like the documentary that goes along with the movie, which I really like doing. I really love watching documentaries on just on a particular making of movie. Like I don't need to watch a documentary on the whole movie series as a whole, which is I think I really like. That's why I really liked Scream Queen, just because it was just different. It was talking about your first male Scream Queen and just the whole overall like what it was like to make that movie and Mark Patton's experience with it and like the years after that movie and like the whole gay subtext and everything. It was just like it was just like I didn't learn about that particular part until much later. Like I said, like until I got much older. but um, but but it was just like okay, I see it now, and I'm like it never really took away from that movie just because like oh it's just a part of the movie because um one of my other favorite movies in the entire world is Chasing Amy, so it's like having a kind of like a gay vibe to the movie. It never really bothers me, but what like I mentioned to that movie is like it's not rewatchable. That's really what it boils down. It's like that's what boils down to the first handful. You got the remake, New Nightmare, the second one, Freddy's Revenge, and those are the ones that are just to me aren't rewatchable, and that's why I liked Dream Warriors and the original and Dream Master. Those are the ones that are rewatchable to me. So I'm gonna try to get through all this as quickly as possible so I can get back to the main story. But it was just those are my ranking. So definitely worst. It is the remake. That is probably the most obvious one of them all. Then you got New Nightmare, Freddy's Dead.
Hey.
Then you got 2. Then you got Dream Child, Dream Master, the original, and then number 3, which is Dream Warriors. That's my ranking. So, man, really, like, I liked it. But I still like them all overall. Like, even this is still my favorite ones because, to me, you don't need to have a constant storyline in the Nightmare on Elm Street movies because he's different than all the other killers. Different from Leatherface, and different from Michael, and then different from Jason himself, because Freddy's animated. He's more vocal, and because if you look at all the other ones, is that they're all what you want to call it? They're just like, they're stiff, and they just have a single purpose, where Freddy's like, you know what, I'm going to have some fun, like, even though Michael and them may be having fun in their own way, but it's just like, nah, Freddy is truly having fun with the one-liners and the way he's killing everybody, he's like legit just having straight his own good time doing it. and at the same time seeking revenge against the parents on the kids that killed him. So yeah. So, and if you really want to be nitpicky, we'll put a bonus one in there for Jason Goes to Hell, with the glove coming out of nowhere and grabbing Jason's mask, which never really amounted to anything truly until Freddy versus Jason. So, oh yeah, that's in there too. So that one's kind of like right in the middle. So, but okay. Now let's kind of talk about the game. So when I first played this part of the game, I absolutely loved it. It was a nice change of pace because we've had some big reveals. You had Ellie revealing to Dina that she is immune. Dina is pregnant with Jesse's kid. So and we're about to like start the Abby sequences here soon.
Hey, whose birthday is it?
You can't keep doing that.
I want a good splash. We've got more exploring to do.
But I really like this. I was having fun.
Nice.
Just like I've loved, like I mentioned in the previous streams, like this game, I don't care how bad you hate this game, is that the sets and the sequences are fantastic. Like where some of these scenes take place. I know I keep mentioning, love the aquarium set. I absolutely love that. I love the feel of it. I love how empty, but still like it has that kind of like how safe, but still has a haunting feeling to it. Especially when we get later in the game, when it's like there's a huge storm going on. It just like, oh my god, I would love to be there during that time. Not so much with the clickers going on, but and the apocalypse, but like just being in an aquarium like that with a giant storm, I think that would be so cool.
Okay, be safe. There's dinosaurs around.
Ooh. So.
This guy needed a hug. It's dark in here.
Oh, there's a bunny. Oh. But anyways, and this sequence kind of scared the crap out of me too, because it was just you didn't know what was going to happen. I like these sequences in this game because it's you and Joel, kind of very reminiscent of the first one, but they've already but they're already like having that they already have that lived in feeling, you know. Because you can tell that with them being together for so long, and that journey that they took during the first game and stuff like that, it's just like it. You can just tell during these sequences, especially later on when we have like when
I'm
Ellie
in here.
finds out about the big deception that Joel has done. You know, like what he did. So I liked it, and I just love these sequences. But here we go. Okay, we're quite sure what franchise I want to rank next. I may not do horror movie next time. I might do kind of something more nerdy, you know, like ranking Star Wars movies, which I'll just do right now. My favorite one is Return of the Jedi. Even though as much as I love, I'm going to start right off the top of that one. It's Return of the Jedi. I really like that one. That was the one I was more into when I was a kid, and I still am into that one. But as an adult, I find why Empire is the more appealing one. And, like, in my favorite movie of all time, you know, it's like all Jedi had was some Muppets, and then the Empire was like it's just a series of down endings, and that's what life is, just a series of down endings, and I just love that. And then 2 is Empire, and then 3 is probably Revenge of the Sith. 4 is, I think, Phantom Menace. I really like that one than the original Star Wars. Now, and then I'm gonna skip all the way to the end. I'm gonna skip to my least favorite, and that is Attack of the Clones. So that means that the sequel trilogy is right there. I really like the sequel trilogy. I loved The Force Awakens. I thought The Last Jedi was fun, and The Rise of Skywalker was great too. I loved each and every one of them. Yes, they could have done so much better in terms of making them all connected very better, and it seems like some of the stuff was just like thrown in at the last second. But I enjoyed them. I may actually do a trilogy day, and those will be the 3 that I watch.
How hot do I look right now?
So
Pretty hot. How'd you fix it?
It was a loose connection. Antenna. They found our mess at the school.
Good.
This guy, Owen, he went AWOL.
Maybe Tommy got to him.
Maybe.
What about her?
Nothing yet.
Unit Romeo, you are requested at Site 2. Repeat, you are requested at Site 2. Confirm.
So, the numbers are locations. The TV station we were at, that's 6.
There's a lot of chatter coming out of 2, so I'm assuming that's their home base.
So the face model for Dina has a YouTube channel, and I watched her play this game,
That helps.
and it was fun. I like watching people play video games.
Last night was...
Especially that in that sequence, in that particular instance, because it's not her voice; it's just her face, and so seeing her reaction to like, it's like that's me, but that's not me, and
Lone male trespasser? Tommy, where's 14?
kind of showing the
Not 100% sure. Okay, I guess.
their
If
what
this
it's
is
called,
7,
like it's just like
12's all
seeing
the way
their
over
face,
here.
but not their voice, and watching her play the game and seeing herself like in her face scan. And it's like, it's like it's kind of creepy. It's just like I really like that. I do like when people who are acting in video games play the video games that they're acting in. I really like that. I think that's just fun, and because they do offer insights that you may not be able to get anywhere else.
Hey.
Kind of like why I like watching commentaries on video games, and especially movies.
You keep track of them, okay?
Like you can read all the movie trivia, which most of the time that's where it come from, is the commentaries. But it just listening to a group of actors watch the movie that they spent so much time making, and they talk about it, and I really enjoyed that. Like I think one of my all-time favorite ones is Resident Evil, like the first Resident Evil with Milla Jovovich, and directed by Paul W.S. Anderson. So it's just like that was so much fun. It had like had Rodriguez in it. She's doing she's in the commentary and stuff like that. And then they were talking about how they would re-edit the movie. And I would like, for the longest time, like I thought the movie was good just as is, but then when they mentioned how they would re-edit it, I'm like, oh my god, yes, that makes so much better sense. Like, spoilers if you've not seen that movie, but there's a sequence in the movie where they're kind of crawling across this air duct or kind of this pipe that's like leading from one end to the other, and there's a bunch of zombies underneath them trying to get at them, and of course it breaks, and the guy, he's been kind of bitten, and so he has a revolver, so it's, or Magnum or whatever, essentially the same thing. They are he has like 6 rounds, so he's very limited on what he can do with it. So he takes a few out, and then reveals that he has 1 bullet left, and then it cuts to the rest of the team like crawling away from them on the other end of the tunnel, and all you hear is a gunshot, and then it cuts back to him, and he had shot a zombie, and it's like I'm not going out yet, or something stupid like that. And so he but the people was like, you should have edited it where after you heard the gunshot, he doesn't show back up until later in the movie, where he's like had to like fry the queen and for him to get out. So do not like doing that at all. I think that's probably the worst part of this game. Just having to shoot the animal.
What was that?
Even though you don't have to, but they will come back and get you. Oh crap.
She went into the alley. Flush her out. Okay.
Yeah, this game actually does have some actually. It's not really puzzles or per se, but it's just kind of like you have to kind of put at least two brain cells together to realize like, oh, this is how we need to do it.
Hear that?
It's like you can't jump from the bottom up until you have to kind of have to. You know, I think you don't have to do it this way, but I like doing it this way. I think oh yeah, it's same mechanics, just the incline's a little bit more steeper than over there.
Worked.
I think I upgraded all of it. I think that was one of the things, yeah. Oh yeah. What about the meet a shambler? We go down to the basement. Let me take it. I want to take it down with.
shamblers.
You only dealt with them a couple times. Which I do like later when the bloater comes back. When you see a bloater for the first time, I think. Which I think they should have been in this game just a little bit more. You know, I don't really need to do that.
Okay, keep focused. Get up that hill. Not another one.
When I first played this, I was like, I was pretty stocked up. I really was. And then I was playing on moderate. So even with all that, it was just like, can I kill it with just that? Oh, okay. So it was like, I had just killed 2 of them, and then I went in here, and I'm like she's like another one, but I was already like on edge because I was just taking on another another decent sized enemy. They weren't like, they're no bloater, but they're not your average runner or clicker or anything like that. It was just like they were a little tough. They were going to be a little bit more of a fight than normal. Oh.
What was that? Oh, shit. Hope you did that, Tommy.
I always like doing this, just for the fun of it. See where I got him. Oh. Didn't get too high. Oh. I was totally not aiming there. honestly was like I was aiming for your head.
Hey, we got another trespasser. A girl. Did you see her?
No, but the fucking guy is nearby.
Shit.
We're looking for two!
The fuck's all that smoke?
He blew up one of our trucks.
How'd you let that happen?
Just find them. I want those fucking trespassers! Skylar?
See, I didn't know about that little detail right there. Well, the dog will just... Oh, that's rough. It really is. Sorry. Sorry. Really am. You know, I'm playing with modifiers on and stuff like this. I still like to be stealthy. You know, like, I still like to have fun and kind of just take my time when it comes to this. Kind of like, I don't really want to scavenge.
Yes.
Yeah, see, I want to avoid trying to. Another dog was coming for me. Well, I think after I beat this little sequence, I'm going to have to call it a day because I am ready for tonight's for crap. For Fighter Fest Night 2. I cannot wait. I am a huge wrestling fan. I'm sorry. I just don't want to be dealing with you. Let's see if I can sneak up on somebody. How about if I do this? There we go. Alright, well that's not what I what I planned.
Shit.
But yeah, I'm ready for Fighter Fest Night 2. Let me check up the card.
Holy shit!
Ooh, got her. more people. Alright, well, they're doing that. Let's see what the match card for Fighter Fest
Around here somewhere.
Night 2 is. Fire Fest 2021. Oh. So, okay. Oh, John Moxley's wrestling both nights. Okay. Could have aimed a little better. But anyways, okay, so matches for Fighter Fest 2, and these are my predictions as well. Dr. Britt Baker, DMD, versus Nyla Rose for the AEW Women's World Championship. I think Britt's is going to retain, because I do believe that Nyla Rose has a few victories over her. So, and Britt Baker has been hasn't. I don't think she's been champion long enough to really lose it yet. And AEW probably wouldn't pull the trigger on her losing. Oh crap. Why am I... My controller likes to like pull me in directions that...
She went over there.
Crap. Alright, watch this. Oh, that was cool. I've never done that before. Alright, let's get out of here before I have to shoot another dog. I prefer not to. So.
Found her.
Oh, that's rough. It's even rougher than shooting the dog. Just shoot that guy right in the leg. And here comes where... I think this is where the trailer... I think that's where I want to stop. Oh, anyways. I think Nyla Rose is going to lose. Britt Baker will retain. John Moxley versus Lance Archer in the Texas Death Match for the IWGP United States Heavyweight Championship. I think John's going to win that one. But he's going to have to lose that belt sometime. And I think he may... I think that may be the... Like, since he won on night 1, I think he might lose on night 2. And so, I think... But... I like shooting people in the legs. I think he may lose that one. I think I'm gonna give it to Lance Archer on that one. Chris Jericho versus Shawn Spears, where Shawn Spears can use a chair, but Chris Jericho can't. It's one of the 5 labors of Chris Jericho. He's not going to lose on round 1. He's like, so I think he's going to pull out a victory here over Shawn Spears. Orange Cassidy versus the Blade. I think Orange is going to win just because due to the crowd. I think with
Don't take any chances. Holy shit! Fuck! Get down!
Right over there!
oh, that's rough too. But and then we got Frankie Kazarian versus Doc Gallows. That can go either way. I'm probably gonna give it to Doc since he lost. Right? No. Since Carl lost the night before. And then Darby versus Wheeler. Darby's been too much of a fan favorite to lose. I think Darby will lose due to interference. That's my...
Over here! By the fence! Oh no!
I think that is my reasoning behind that. That's the only reason why he will lose, due to, like, he had the coffin match on night 1. So
Come here! Don't move!
okay. Or not. So that's my predictions for that. So we're going to get Britt Baker retains. Jon Moxley loses the IWGP United States Championship. That's probably my one upset. Like, that's probably the one. Chris Jericho will win. Orange Cassidy will win because I don't think he's won here. He lost that big triple threat, and so I think has to get a few, like, probably some wins in front of a crowd, So I think that's probably a good assumption there. Oh, I think this is where... Oh. Oh, hey. LOL. Oh. Okay. Thank you for the comments. Oh, crap. I'm going to have to look that up. Translation. Not gonna lie on that one. So hopefully. Tonight's Final Fest will be good because I am looking to going to my first ever AEW Dynamite, which is later on next month. I cannot wait. So it's just I don't know. I'm just excited. Oh, E. Okay. Not quite sure what that means, but okay. But anyways, yeah. I've only been, as big as a wrestling fan I am, I've only been to one live event, and that was SummerSlam, the night The Fiend debuted. So, and here's one of the biggest lies the trailers did. Do you believe it was Joel in the trailer?
What the hell are you doing here?
I think I'd let you do this on your own.
And I like this reveal. I like how Jesse came.
Where's Dina?
She's safe. She's just sick.
What kind of sick?
She's fine.
Christ, there's a lot of them.
Hey, how hurt are you?
I'll be okay. Your friends out there rushed me. No warning, no nothing.
Tell me you didn't come alone.
Give me shit about it later.
You're a fucking idiot. You know that, right?
Alright, maybe I'll play a little longer.
Yeah. Right. See
I
that
think
truck?
because I'm almost done with this sequence, because,
That's your plan.
We need to get some distance.
because I think as soon as I get Jesse back to Dina, I think that's when I'll
You ready?
call it a day.
Be smart about it.
Okay, you know what I'm going to do? I won't be loud about it. Oh, that was a straight up headshot on that one. How can she talk when I blew her head off? Oh, okay. Oh, it just her arm. Oh.
Okay.
That poor guy.
Go, go!
Just a. Oh, I like that. So I was playing with all this with surround sound, and like in the middle of the night, and in the basement, like I mentioned in the previous things, it was just like, oh my god, like I was like, I don't think I was breathing the entire time. Alright, we can skip this. Just to get back to Dina. Because I don't think anything happens really in that cutscene. It's worth mentioning. Or at least for this playthrough. Yeah.
Dina! Oh my god. Jesse.
Hey, Dina.
Oh, hey. You okay?
Nothing a little sleep won't take care of.
We should get inside. Yeah, okay, come on. Easy. How'd you get past Maria?
Had to sneak out. My friend's problems are my problems.
Yeah.
I heard you're sick.
Oh, it's just a stomach thing. Come on. Let's sit you down, huh?
I can't remember.
You don't need to do that.
Oh, shut up.
Did he ever find out?
So when'd you leave Jackson?
Day after you. There was bad snow when I crossed into Oregon. I've been doing 18-hour stretches for the past 2 weeks trying to catch you.
Now you're just bragging.
Oh.
Pretended to be asleep. Can't I just get her a gift and be done with it? I know, she wants an apology. Ellie. Ellie.
Huh?
Are you with me?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm good.
Okay.
See, I like this sequence too. It's like it's slowly moving up in time
I mean, I forget my own birthday if she
before
You should just apologize to
Joel being killed, and then the big reveal between Joel and Ellie
What's going on?
about
Nothing.
yeah,
Why?
I can tell.
or yeah, like we just know that she's not in a good mood, but we
Just got some stuff on my mind.
yeah, see, we just don't
You
know
let me know if you want to talk about it.
Okay.
to what extent. I do believe.
Got stragglers.
How many?
Just a handful.
Where you at? Oh,
You want to give it a whirl?
Are you sure?
Well, I'm feeling generous.
now you're gonna really see how terrible of a shot I am. Like, in the
See that sign there? Red one? Try hitting it. Let's draw them out of where they're hiding. Got to aim higher. Leave the bullet room to drop.
I see.
There you go.
oh,
Sounds
okay, I did
attractive.
that on the first, oh, at least on the second try.
Patrol. Let's clear them out. There you go. This way if you want to keep shooting.
Okay. Where are they coming from?
Hordes like to move through this area. A few stragglers.
They do the same routes every year?
Like a migration or something.
What's that about?
Well, when the barometric pressure reaches a certain... Shit, I don't fucking know.
See, I like moments like that.
Check out the shed. Looks like they're moving downhill.
Why?
Dead animal. Look up by the truck there. They're munching on that deer there. Guess they're hungry.
Gotcha. I like this thing.
I'm impressed. Looks clear. Bet there's some this way. There's something by the ski lifts. Look way out there. Under those gondolas. By that tower. You see it?
Oh.
Just take your time. A handful more.
See. Oh. Not too. I'm not too good of a shot with this long range stuff. Oh, it's close.
No rush. You'll find it. You're a natural. 3 left.
What you think?
Couple more.
One more, I think. Got him.
You're really getting it.
Yes.
I'm not seeing any more.
Yeah, me neither.
All right. Let's head in. See if Joel's back.
Sure.
Hand her over.
Hey, thanks for that. It's just what I needed.
Sure. Ladies first. I'm not supposed to say anything, but Joel's worried about you.
There's nothing to worry about.
Or there isn't. But if you don't talk to him, he's gonna think something's wrong.
I'd talk to him.
Well, you have to do more than hi and bye.
Okay, I will try.
That was y'all shooting up there, right?
Oh, just some stragglers. Ellie got to try out my scope.
How'd you like it?
Yeah, feels good.
Oh,
I see you haven't gotten around to changing the strings yet.
I didn't know I was supposed to.
Yeah, we'll get you some new ones.
well, there's that music store down there. I bet they got guitar stuff. I mean, that area's long overdue for a sweep anyway. I can keep watch.
What do you say, kiddo?
Sure.
And that's our cue.
Oh, that would be me.
You sure you don't want to come?
Get on now. He's waiting.
Okay, let's go.
All right. On me, kiddo. So, you and Tommy cross anything when you was out?
Just the few we saw from the ridge. You?
You know, found 2 runners in a house. Jay Jesse tells me you're handling your own quite well on the group patrol. He's even recommending you for...
This is where the bloater shows back up.
I think
And
you're young for it.
I'm a better shot than almost all of them. And I have more experience than most of the new recruits
Look,
who've...
you think you're ready. I trust you.
Okay. Thanks.
You just do me a favor and start with the shorter routes for now. You know, see how you handle them.
All right.
Hey, you remember those, Savage Starlight comic books that you're into?
Yeah?
Tommy and I found some when we were moving through that school the other day.
Did you like them?
Well, you know what? It's not really my cup of tea, but... Dr. Daniela Starr, I mean, she's pretty...
She's a savage.
Well, when she does the Captain Ryan in that death match... Woo.
Yeah. I mean, he definitely deserved it, but...
That was a nice twist how they escaped, though.
You're funny.
see moments like that, like knowing what we know later on in the game and the second playthrough is like there's moments where Joel does break through that roughness of Ellie because of what she knows about what had happened back in where I can't even remember where it took place. So it back in Salt Lake, right?
You need a boost?
Yeah.
I got it.
So it was just like
I don't think we can go this way.
What? Damn. Used to be able to swim across this.
Okay, so now what?
Well, if you're up for it, we can try cutting through that hotel.
so
I'm up for it.
it was just pretty cool. Yeah, so like when I knew something was going to happen in this part, but I'm like I'm not to know like
Damn it.
Oh, that might be something. You think you can fit in there?
like when Joel makes her put on the gas mask,
Careful now.
regardless if she can breathe or not. It's just
No! Hold on!
Alright.
so it's just to kind of keep that appearance up. It's kind of like in Prometheus, where David, Michael Fassbender's character, David,
Well, hello.
keeps the helmet on
You impressed?
Nope. You're just too skinny.
to kind of make it seem more like he's more
You're welcome.
human and less robotic. So that's kind of what.
Ellie, here. I think I see a way through, but we got spores. Put your mask on.
Right here.
Do I have to?
Yeah.
It's just us.
What if we run into someone?
Okay, fine.
Right. It's like you have to keep up with her. It's like her immunity is big, and keeping it from Dina and Jesse, like people who she's fairly close to. Joel and Tommy, the only ones that know. I'm sure
Nobody knew, have you?
Tommy's wife knows.
Jesse, Dina.
Of course not.
Yeah, see.
Okay, good.
You ever been in here before?
You just patrolling the streets. Feeling like a bit of an oversight now.
Maybe.
I've never played this part with one shot on, and so it's gonna be interesting. I've kind of skipped.
When did the last patrol go through here?
sure.
I did play the Rat King sequence with it, but I think I only played like the first part of that. I didn't really. I only played up to a certain point. But I've never played this sequence.
Come here.
You're on patrol, right?
Okay. Let's take him out. Coming for the baby! Get ready!
There we go. We're just gonna.
Over here! Second floor! There's a runner! On your right!
I know I've said this quite a few times, but I'm kind of reckless. And it's kind of like.
Runners! Up ahead! Got more of them!
Joel, I think we did it.
I think so. Good job, kiddo.
Sure, why not?
So, what do you say we give up on those strings for today?
Couldn't have said it better myself. I think our only way out is...
So this is gonna be interesting to see, because okay, before I go any further,
Gotta be something.
that
And you.
like I mentioned before, I was playing this game on surround sound, so I heard every little creak and scrape, and so when this part comes up, it literally I jumped. I'm not gonna lie on that one. Yeah. Oh man, that is just too cool. I love the look of that floater. The floaters, I think. Yeah.
It was too close.
Sure. But we fucking did it. You good?
You know, than being really old. Ain't nothing a solid night of sleep won't shake off.
I want to get out of here.
So, if we were to play the sequence properly, the bloater would just be like taking each of these walls down to get to me,
What are you doing?
and
What if there's like 2 bloaters back there?
It'll be fine. Spores are clear.
Quite the fight back there, huh?
Not often we get a bloater around these parts.
Yeah. Jesse and Dina are gonna lose their shit when they hear about this.
Let's deal with them too anyway. They're dating, right?
On and off. Why?
I hear the way Jesse talks about you.
No, Jesse and I are just friends.
No, I've got a pretty keen eye for these sort of things.
see, I love that.
Not so keen with this one.
We'll see.
Don't hold your breath.
I love that.
You think you can squeeze through there? See what it is?
Yeah. Okay.
Ellie!
Thanks.
Yeah.
Hey, Joel.
Huh?
I think it's them. The couple that ran away last year.
I think you're right.
Jackson is a wonderful place, but we got tired of hearing the stories of people suffering everywhere else. We wanted to save lives. We had good intentions. We didn't make it an hour before running into a horde. Now we're bitten. We've decided we're gonna end our lives instead of turning. Please tell our family and friends that we're sorry. Love, Adam and Sydney. I shot her. I can't take my own life. I'm a fucking coward. Adam.
Jesus.
Only they were immune, right?
Well, let's go get Tommy and we can get these bodies back to Jackson. Yeah.
After you took me out of the Firefly Hospital, you said there were dozens of people like me.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what they told me.
I've never met another immune person before. Have you?
I could be hiding it. You do.
Do you believe that?
Is now really the time for this?
We traveled across the entire country to bring me to the Fireflies. I had so many questions for them. Why did you pull me out of there while I was still unconscious?
Because I let them run their tests. And when I saw that they were useless, I got us out of there.
How do you know they were useless? Maybe if you just would have given them more time, they could have figured something out.
There was no cure. There's nothing that could help these people or anybody else. I know you wish things were different. I wish things were different. But they ain't. And we need to get these kids back to their families. Is there something else you'd like to rehash?
No.
Good. Come on.
Yeah, I really liked it because with the 3 year ago flashback, you could tell everything was still like together. Like her and Joel's relationship was like very, very reminiscent of what was going on in the first game. Now she's starting to, and then the 2 year later flashback, she's
Jesse's
starting
passed
to
out.
really questioning everything.
Let me do that.
He's a good guy.
Mm-hmm.
Why didn't you tell him?
And then we have one more
Wasn't the right
flashback,
time.
and that's when
There you go.
where
What about this?
you really
Anything
see
worthwhile?
where their relationship kind
Actually,
of
yeah.
Abby?
strained. Like
No.
you seen it just there a minute ago.
This girl, Nora, her unit was assigned to this hospital. They were collecting supplies or something.
This hospital?
Yeah. Wait, you're gonna go now?
Yeah, we have a lead.
Like, at least just wait for Jessie to rest up.
She could be gone by then.
Helly.
We know her location. Maybe Tommy does too. What?
Nothing.
Good. Can you come help me with the door, please?
Yep.
And
Right. If I follow Route 5, that should take me to the hospital.
and that's where I'm going to end today because I am tired. I work overnight, so I'm ready to be asleep. And plus, I got my ringside collectible package in the mail, my Rock and Sock 2-pack, so I cannot wait to go check that out. So, thank you for watching. This is my longest stream ever, I do believe, at 2 hours and 7 minutes. I'm very happy. I may stream later tonight, but with wrestling, and I'm going to finally watch the new Space Jam, which I may actually watch so I can review it on here. So, I just want to say thank you all. I am the one and only MSJ, Max for short. Please click subscribe, hit that bell, stay notified for any future videos I will be creating right here on the one and only MSJ YouTube channel. Leave a like, comment, and share. I want to hear what you have to say about this chunk of the game that I've played, my rankings of Nightmare on Elm Street, my predictions on AEW, what was your first foray into the horror genre? You know, just let me know what you have to say. What your movie, going to the movie rental place to movie store to what your favorite experience is. So I am very grateful. Thank you, and goodbye.